appeal to the Prime Minister of this country. Mr. Prime Minister, there are some things which you do good, I will definitely support you. The Article 370 and 35A in J and K, I support. I also support your demonetization and your Swatch everything. But the demonetization, the way it was implemented, was one of the worst ways. Plus the Swatch, you have taken someone else's idea. That was my idea. Okay? And you didn't do it in your own state when you were Chief Minister for 12 years. But I did write a letter to you in 2014 about Clean India. I didn't say Swatch India because I don't know the word Swatch then. But you talk as though everything is your idea. You don't even have the magnanimity to give the credit to the person who has given those ideas. There are some things which what you're doing is right, I'm not against it. But many a time you're a great failure. Your economic policies are a great failure. Your ministers of finance are all a big failure. Your selection of ministers is all a big failure. That's all yours. You made Pon Radhakrishnan of Tamil Nadu as the Minister of State for Finance. What brains has he got to be the finance minister of this country? State minister also needs to have some brains. And then now this Nirmala Sitharaman, who's full of arrogance. She's full of arrogance. He doesn't have the magnanimity to listen to what someone else has got to say. We investors in this country are suffering. Only the big corporates who have looted the banks, they are hand in glove with you politicians. The UPA and the NDA both are responsible for the the economic disaster that we are facing today. It's not just the UPA. The NDA looked the other way. The banks were in a mess when you took over, but you didn't have the heart to accept it. I have written many letters to you, Mr. Prime Minister. You cannot say no, I have evidence of it. You people were collecting commissions to just let them get away. Your party members, many of them are involved in that scam. It's not as if they are all saints. Today the economy is in a big mess. Your thing of your announcement for exporting wheat, your people thumped their chests. Oh, our Prime Minister is going to feed the whole world. Today you are a shame in the front of the world. Within 2 days of sending you sent a committee of members to Europe, and within 2 days you are announcing that you are banning the export of wheat. Don't you think this is like a Tughlaq Singh administration? Who asked you to announce without knowing the situation in India? You are doing a grave damage to the farmers of this country. Let the farmers get some good price for the wheat that they grow. But I am sure you will be exporting this wheat in some other name by the Adanis and Ambanis. The Ambanis are exporting today also onions to the Middle East as some other material. And you have the customs, everybody is involved in that. It's not as if all of them are innocent and saints. So when it suits you, you people let some crooks to make money. Maybe you're doing the same. I'm sure the wheat export will be happening, but it will be an Adani or Ambani in some other name. They'll be doing it. We are not fools to believe what all you say. But haven't you made a fool of yourself and the country by announcing that we will export wheat and we'll feed the world? You said we are feeding the world as though it is your feed. The growing of wheat is by the farmers. That poor farmer is being ill-treated. They don't get the price, but it's the trader who makes the money. Who is the trader? The trader is a politician. But the poor farmer is still suffering. His standards of living are not great at all, except for a few farmers. Most farmers live in poverty. But you don't have a heart to support them. You don't have the heart to accept your faults. You are such an egoistic person, Mr. Prime Minister. I am sorry I have to say that. My God is asking me to tell you that. What maximum will you do? You will hit me or you will arrest me. I am not worried about that. You will face the repercussions of it. God will answer my prayers. God is answering my prayers in many ways. I expected a lot from you, Mr. Prime Minister, but then you have failed the people of this country. You are forever boasting and thumping your chest as though you are a great hero. No. Coming from a poor family, you should have more empathy towards the sufferings of the common man. But you don't seem to be understanding their problems. You are forever giving subsidies and support for all the big corporate crooks. Where are these banks heading to today? The banks are all in a mess. They don't give loans to the good citizen of this country. The farmers don't get timely loans. The small industries, the traders, small traders, none of us get loans on time. There's 101 issues they will say to avoid a loan. But the same thing, if Ambani or Adani goes, the loans are put on a red carpet for them. Touch your heart, Mr. Prime Minister, and say that your administration is great. No. Your foreign minister is doing a good job. Mr. Jaishankar is doing a good job, I should say that. I'm not saying everything, but certain things he is good. But your finance minister is a misery to the nation. The day you remove her, that day the economy of this country will grow. Till then, we are going to be in doldrums. I said this not today, I've said this in 2019 itself, that she is a curse to this nation. I don't care what she thinks about me, I'm least bit bothered. She doesn't even have the patience to listen to somebody who's explaining their problems. The people who come to the committees of the finance meetings for the budget, many of them I have met whom I know. They say she's so full of arrogance, GITA ma'am, that she won't bother to listen to it. She just snubs. She snubs people, I believe, as though she's a whiskid on economics. Most of her budgetary things, whatever she announced, she has taken it back because it was a failure. But she keeps thumping the table on that parliament. You people, all you people, your party people. Stop all this. Today, the nation needs to be together. The nation has to survive. The people have to survive. The people have to live. Don't let Sri Lanka happen here, which is very soon. We are heading towards it. We are heading towards it. The fuel prices and the gas prices are hitting the roof. And you are talking about the economy. Mr. Prime Minister, we cannot keep cheating the people all the while. You cannot keep cheating the people all the while. Somewhere somebody will spring up. My God will send somebody to question you, to punish you. All those politicians who are looting, who are corrupt, will face what is happening in Sri Lanka. I appreciate the people of Sri Lanka, that they are giving it back to the politicians, to the corrupt politicians. And the same thing will happen in this country, Mr. Prime Minister. Buck up. The whole world is in a mess. The mess is because of the politicians and the political leaders of the various countries. It's not because of the people. The people are responsible for having elected you all. But the loot is by you people. Think 10 times before you talk. You're just announcing things. You've made a fool of yourself in the world market by banning the wheat export. The farmers are the ones who are really affected by this. But the fellows who are making the money are all the traders and Ambani and Adani. They are not the only two families in this country, okay? There are more than, I think, about 50 crore families today in this country, okay? Or 40 to 50 crores. They are all Indians too, not just Adani and Ambani. Ambani has got cancer. Mr. Putin has got cancer. Mr. Z has got something to do with his brains. Okay? You can't escape karma. Karma will catch up. Maybe we can't fight with you all, but we can appeal to God to fight you all. And that will happen. And that is happening too. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. I hope you will realize. GITA TV and Swatantra Party.